For hours, jurors heard prosecution and defense lawyers debate whether Caylee Anthony should be found guilty of first-degree murder. If convicted, she could face a death sentence. Prosecutors began with a video of Anthony playing with her daughter, Caylee. They told jurors evidence of Anthony's partying, while she told many lies to police and her family, showed she wanted to regain her freedom.
There's nothing with young people drinking and dancing and having fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not the life that Caylee has, because Caylee is a mom. And that gives her responsibility.
Caylee Anthony's defense lawyer stressed to the jury over and over again that it's the state's burden to prove Caylee Anthony guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And they spared no criticism of the state of Florida, saying prosecutors were trying to manipulate the emotions of the jury.
They gave you 2 weeks of testimony that was completely irrelevant and served only one purpose. And that was to paint Caylee Anthony as a slut, as a party girl, as a girl who lies, and has absolutely nothing to do with how Caylee died.
Prosecutors say duct tape was the murder weapon.
And she died because she could not breathe. She died because she had 3 pieces of duct tape over her nose and mouth, and she died because her mother decided that the life that she wanted was more important. This murder was premeditated, and the defendant is guilty.
But the defense stressed the absence of fingerprints and DNA, saying the evidence points to an accidental drowning in the family pool and not a guilty verdict. And they pointed a finger at Caylee Anthony's father, George Anthony, showing a TV news tape that showed George Anthony next to the same unusual brand of duct tape, suggesting a cover-up.
We're not talking about fantasy forensics anymore. We're talking about cold, hard evidence. Evidence that points to one person.
Jurors will deliberate starting Independence Day, deciding Anthony's guilt or innocence. Tony Winton, Associated Press, Orlando, Florida.